I went to college for was media arts. So this kind of falls into it. And I've always been a photographer, and I love to do photography. And I'm going to share some pictures over here. I'll just show you, kind of some of the pictures that I've taken in the past. They're not great. I put them on stock photos. I mean, I love them, and we enjoy posting them in our home. But I think the thing is, I wanted to make a YouTube video so that you would understand why I've been doing the kind of videos I've been doing. Let me talk a little bit about me first. I am, like I said, in my 60s, and I remember in my childhood that when I lived in a very suburban area of Columbia, South Carolina, and it was very much a kind of a, Ozzie and Harriet kind of existence, right? Even though not everything was perfect. Quiet dog. Not everything was perfect, of course, but we did the best we could do, and my parents did the best they could do. But I just remember things like playing baseball in the field down a half a block away. I remember playing baseball until the sun went down. After the sun went down, right? It got so dark we couldn't see the baseball anymore, right? So we used to play baseball, and there was a whole group of kids in our neighborhood, and I just loved it. I loved playing baseball, and I always wanted to play baseball, in high school, but just couldn't manage it. My mom didn't have my birth certificate, so she had to order it away, and by that time, it was past. But I enjoyed playing baseball. I enjoyed hanging out with the kids from our neighborhood. And as I said, I lived a half a block from the middle school where I went to. So it was really a nice area. It was called Shandon. And that was kind of a big thing for my parents, because my father came up from a very poor existence. And then he went off to war in the Second World War. And when he was in World War II, he was a medic. And eventually, and I'll share some more about the background of my parents in another video, but essentially, he met my mother while he was in Germany. She's German. She was German. And they got married. And I'll tell you the interesting story of their marriage at another time, but they came over to the United States, and they had one child while they were in Germany, and then they came over and they had two more. And I have two brothers. And we basically lived in rental housing. My father was, again, with the Army Air Force, right, until it turned into either the Army or the Air Force. Again, that's something that if you know anything about World War II, that's what happened during World War II, was that they split between the Army and the Air Force, and they had to make a decision. Are they going to stay in the Army? They were going to stay in the Air Force. My father chose the Air Force. So he retired in 1961 from the Air Force and moved back to South Carolina. And that's where I grew up my whole life. I was in Columbia, South Carolina. And it's funny because my wife, my current wife, my last wife, I'll put it like that, she's over here laughing. My last wife, I got married to 31 years ago in my mother's backyard. And it was kind of funny. We had this outdoor wedding, and I had to walk down the street about 2 blocks to pick up my best friends and get them back to the wedding. My best friend was going to be the best man, and they were drinking beer 2 blocks away. So that was okay with me, but I kind of needed them to be back at the wedding, as it were, right? So we got married, and it's been 31 wonderful years. And I love my mom. She passed away about 20 years ago, right? And I miss her every day, but, I think about her a lot, and, want to remember her. And I'm going to actually do a video kind of memorializing her background and pictures of her and showing a little bit more about her. So when I was growing up, college wasn't really a thing in our household that was talked about, because my parents didn't have the money to send me to college. So I went to work when I got out of high school, and I only went back to college when I was about 21. I only got about a year in, and by the time I was about 25, I got married for the first time. I had 2 children and got divorced. Well, by the time I was 28, 29, I had met my wife, my current wife, my last wife, as it were, and we got married after the divorce, and she adopted my 2 kids. The 2 kids are the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm just going to tell you right now. I love my children. I love my grandchild. I have a granddaughter. And I just think that was really important. But the key to that was that I didn't go to college until I was well after 40 years old. I didn't finish college. And I got my bachelor's after 40, and it wasn't traditional, but it was important to me. And I made it happen. And I'm proud of that. I think that just a little bit of wisdom is that you can always go back to school and you can always better yourself. And I would strongly encourage you, if you haven't finished your bachelor's, go back and do it. Do it at night, right? That's why I did it. I went at night, and I had 2 children and a wife and a mortgage and lots of stuff to do. And yeah, that's just the way things happen. Interestingly, the way I got in, I'm in IT, by the way, and I didn't mention that earlier, but I'm in information technology. I'm a software engineer, and my career path developed after I hurt my back. So after my wife and I got married, and Beth, she's my current wife, we got married, I hurt my back and could not continue to work in a blue-collar job, which is what I had. I was working in printing for a long time, for many years. I couldn't work in that, so I had to find something else to do. And I taught myself computers and went back to college and got some education on it there, and began to expand my horizons and look for jobs that I could do in computers, because I really enjoyed it. It was something, it was a God-blessed thing, right, that I was able to find computers when I did, and that was back before Windows 95, so it was a long time ago. And I enjoyed it to the point that I was ready to make it a career. And I would highly recommend that, if you have a chance to do other things than what you do, and you've never done them before, by all means, try them. Because, everybody needs to find out what their lot in life is going to be, right? Don't settle for whatever you've been given because people said you should do that. Right? I was told out of high school that I would never go to college because I wasn't college material. I knew better than that, but I accepted that and went to blue-collar work. Now, there's nothing wrong with blue-collar work. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed that too because I enjoyed working on machines, but not with the kind of passion that I have for computers. I felt like I had to do something with my brain, and computers was the perfect place to get it, right? Was to do something with my brain. I want to talk a little bit about my hobbies. Right? So now I'm older, and one of my hobbies is working with wood. So we have some videos that haven't done very well on here about my DIY with some woodworking. Probably because I haven't sold them very well, or haven't put a thumbnail up there about them. But I'm trying. I'm working on it. And by the way, while we're sitting here, I wanted to show you our backyard. And so this is our backyard, and the dogs run around in it, and we enjoy it. It's something that it's kind of wild, but it's a good place to hang out, and we enjoy the pool and all that sort of thing. I'm going to switch back now. Okay. So I was saying that I love to work with wood, and I'm hoping that as I move into retirement, I will be able to work with wood to get a woodworking shop and start working more with wood and do that on a part-time basis and really enjoy that. And then the other hobby I have is this right here, creating content. And I want to talk a little bit about the content that I've made thus far. So I started off with faceless videos. And the reason I was making faceless videos was kind of felt like it was an easier path to get people to enjoy or to understand what I was trying to achieve. When I make these faceless videos or these videos about science and technology, I'm talking about something that I really enjoy. I really have a passion for science and technology. I don't know everything there is to know about it, but I research these and, look them up and find out what's going on and try to share with you accurate content. Now, I've had a couple of complaints that, my videos weren't accurate, or they had, one person said, well, it had Arctic when I was talking about the Antarctic, and why would I do that? I try my best to make it as accurate as possible. It doesn't always work that way, right? So just wanted to share with you that I am trying to make the most accurate videos I can. But here's the thing. I'm learning while you're learning. When you hear me giving these videos, when you see these faceless videos, and they used to be faceless, now I'm putting my face on. But when you see these videos, we're trying to give you some ideas about content and things that I'm interested in, and I think that you'll be interested in. So creating content is really important to me, and I hope that it is to you as well, and that you're enjoying some of the videos that I've made. I'm going to try. I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he said, well, it's kind of impersonal, and it would be nice for you to do more personable videos. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to give you some personable videos. I'm going to give you some of my homespun wisdom. You might say, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about, but it's okay. It's okay. Maybe sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about, but on the other hand, maybe you'll get something from it, right? Maybe you will glean some wisdom from what I have to say. I've lived a long time. My wife and I have both lived a long time, and we have something to say about what it does. And talking about content, I wanted to tell you about, so as you probably know, if you've seen our channel, it's a lot of science and technology, right? We also have another channel, Home and Family, and that channel, my wife is posting a lot of recipes on. She's just starting to get that channel to grow, and she's pretty happy about that. She's going to be doing a lot more recipes because she's really good at cooking. And as you can tell, I'm really good. I'm really good at eating. Yes. So we're trying to create content, and then I'm trying to get a Spanish channel off the ground as well. I don't know if it's such a great idea trying to do 3 channels at once, but hey, I'm an overachiever. What can I say? So one of the passions I wanted to talk to you about is I am committed to democracy. I love the United States. I think our Constitution is best in the world. There's nothing better than living in the United States. I've been out of the United States, and I know that this is true. I know that if you compare even the worst among us to the best that other countries have, like Pakistan and India, you'll find out there's a reason why they're coming here. There's a reason why people are coming to America, because they know that we have it better off. Even the worst of us have it way better than the worst of the people in other places. And that democracy is an important thing, for me. In the past, when talking to my friends, I've thought about running for local office because I want to help people. My wife just rolls her eyes and says, no, I don't think so, right? It's just too much. It's too much invasion. Not like doing it on video is any better, right? But, what are you, you're invading my space? No, you're just a friend talking to me, right? Me and you are talking to each other. We're talking to one another, and I'm trying to tell you about what my plans are. So here's the plans for the channel. And so I'm going to be doing more personal content like this, and I hope that you will tune in. Please subscribe, like, and share. Say that. I'm going to say that every time because, hey, I want to grow the channel. And my son-in-law, which, by the way, he is a super sports fan. Super. I have to gig him all the time. You might want to work on the side of the house sometime instead of watching sports all the time. But He's planning on doing a sports show for us on this channel, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Something to watch for. And again, I mentioned that my wife is doing cooking videos. This is for the women in your house. They will love it. They will love some of these videos, and I really think that you will too. So I just want to wrap this up. I know it's been a long video, but I'm just learning to talk on camera, so pardon me. But I do want to thank you for watching, and I want to thank you for your patronage. And as we get bigger and things get better, we will be doing more with the channel, and I'm hoping to retire soon and move towards doing this full time. So again, my call to action to you is like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share it on LinkedIn, share it, put up a billboard if that's what you want to do. Help out our channel. We'd appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. And we're ending up with our backyard, right? Which may or may not have dogs in it. I don't know. Oh, we put them in the house, so that's fine.